What's up, everybody? Let's start this. Come on. Broadcasting live from the heart of Europe, Wiesbaden, Germany. This is In the Crease with Tommy C, the YouTube Internet Radio Show, the 30-minute YouTube Internet Radio Show. We cover music, news, and of course, the National Hockey League. Today on In the Crease, we're going to be checking in with the lone survivor, Marcus Luttrell. We're going to be talking a little bit about that movie. This is going to be a really funny video if we do get time. We're going to be checking in with some Dutch speed skater and how he feels about being defeated by his opponent. And we have music out of Buenos Aires. I found a great band on SoundCloud that's recently given me permission to play some of their stuff. I'm looking forward to doing that. But first, as always, we're going to get top stories in the National Hockey League and what have you. And of course, the suspension has finally been handed down from the NHL. Of course, probably the top story in the league. John Tortorella has been banned, strangely enough, 15 days, not 15 games like we're used to seeing. Which fundamentally equals 6 games. So he will be, which is a pretty hefty suspension for a coach, after doing this particular act right here, marching in or attempting to get into the Calgary Flames locker room after a bit of a line brawl. So here we go. Tortorella, the big judgment is handed down. I guess that is the top story in the NHL. Let's get to scores in the National Hockey League. Let me jump on here real quick. Oh, no, there's Mr. Tortorella. Where are my scores? And I don't seem to have them. Here we go. There we go. For January 20th, here are last night's scores in the National Hockey League. Toronto over Phoenix. Carl Gunnarsson's first goal of the season leads the Leafs to their first 5-game winning streak in 7 years. The Calgary Flames go down, of course. The hapless Calgary Flames go down to San Jose. Joe Pavelski scored 2 goals to move into a tie for second most in the NHL this season with 27. And the Flames have now lost 4 straight and 11 out of 13. Boston takes Los Angeles. Brad Marchand scored a shorthanded goal, then netted the tie-breaking goal in the third period. I want you folks to check this out. I saved this video for you. This is a beautiful shorthanded goal. Of course, Marchand leads. He now leads the NHL with the most shorthanded goals this season, that being 4. Let's start this video off from the beginning. You got to check this out. Look at Marchand moving in. First of all, he just looks filthy dirty there. Can't finish it, but doesn't give up on the play, and he shoots. He moves in. Nice, and he scores! Marchand schooling people, making it look too easy out there in Boston. Let's get into some other scores, of course, in the National Hockey League and finish and wrap this up and get into border and some of the other things that I want to talk with. So St. Louis beats Detroit at home. Detroit cannot seem to win a game at home. That is seems to be their motif of late. In other news, goaltender Jimmy Howard left the game with a lower body injury. That might be interesting for Team USA. And, of course, the Detroit Red Wings, not a good thing to lose your top goaltender. Florida shocks Pittsburgh at home, 5-1, one of the worst teams in the National Hockey League. Drew Score lit up the land twice, and Scott Clemmensen stopped 35 of 36 shots on goal to one of the most potent offenses in the National Hockey League. Congratulations to Scott Clemmensen, a name that I have not heard as of yet. Nashville over Dallas, 4-1. Shea Weber scored one of the Predators' 4 unanswered goals, and Carter Hutton made 35 saves. Hutton with, I think, 2 strong we actually featured one of his saves, and that would be 2 strong starts for Carter Hutton. The New York Islanders take the Philadelphia Flyers in a shootout. Kyle Oposo not only tied up the game with 3 minutes to go, he also buried the shootout winner. And that is it in NHL scores. I hope I updated you and gave you I don't know some. I think that Marchand goal is tremendous. I think it's wild. I think it's off the chain and what have you. So that's what's going on in the NHL today. I want to get into this right now. Out of Buenos Aires, Argentina. I said before yesterday that there's a lot of good electronic music out there from unsigned artists. There's a lot of good hip hop there, but it's hard to find a decent rock band. I found that rock band in America, South America, and I cannot wait to play this track. Here it is, The Way Down. Isn't too cool from Cornin. Check it out. Give him a shout on SoundCloud. We'll be back on the other side. This is In the Crease with Tommy C. See ya.
Going wrong. I think it's so good to me.
Singularity. Yeah, Singularity featuring it is the K-Chosen remix featuring Jen Lucas, a little dubstep in your life, or what have you. K-Chosen was nice enough to give me permission to play that track, as well as this new band that I found, Border. If you didn't hear them, it was the first shot of this double shot. Border, great rock band out of Buenos Aires, and you should check them out on SoundCloud. They got a lot of stuff. It looks like they have 2 records. This is the track that really, The Way Down Isn't Too Cool, is that track caught my attention, and I thought it was actually pretty cool. I thought it was pretty neat, and I hope that this helps them, and it actually helps me a lot to be kind of able to spin your stuff. So hopefully it is a relationship for the future, and maybe we can use some of your clips in future, maybe, I don't know, hockey reels here on the Shot from the Point production channel, because that's what we do over here for the most part, is we do hockey-related stuff, a hockey-related podcast, hockey-related highlights, and who knows, maybe I just want to cut a clip of some of the stuff that we covered, and I don't know, I'd like to use that song in the future, and maybe some other ones. Let's go over some NHL games that are coming on tonight. Florida will be facing Buffalo at home. The St. Louis Blues will be at New Jersey. The rivalry of rivalries. The New York Islanders will be heading into the Garden to face the New York Rangers. Of course, me being a Ranger fan, I will be interested. Maybe I'll be checking that game out tonight, which means I won't be doing a show tomorrow, but we'll get into that a little later. Carolina at Philadelphia, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time start. Ottawa versus Washington. Washington's been kind of cold of late. Ottawa's been hot of late. Let's see if Olvey and crew can pick things up over there. Running with 3 goaltenders, I think, is actually hurting the Washington Capitals. Maybe it's time to drop one of the 3 and get Braden Holtby's confidence back up. Los Angeles at a very tough, heart-filled. I love the Columbus Blue Jackets. They just got nothing but heart. Nothing but heart, those Blue Jackets do. They will be facing the Los Angeles Kings, who just dropped a game to Boston. Minnesota will be in Dallas. It's an 8 p.m. Eastern Standard start. Colorado facing Toronto at home. Colorado at Toronto. Leafs have won their last 5. And Vancouver, without John Tortorella, will be in Edmonton. Hopefully there's no line brawls. Hopefully. That's probably the best thing that happened in Edmonton all year. Winnipeg at Anaheim. That's a 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time start. I wouldn't bet on the Jets for that game, but they have been playing well as of late. I want to do this video. Lone Survivor. Film with Mark Wahlberg that has recently come out. I got to check it out. I've actually seen it twice already. And it's a very, very good film. I don't think it's got any kind of Academy buzz or anything of that nature. But I did enjoy the film, being an ex-serviceman myself. Although, I got to be honest with you, the Navy SEALs are so badass that it makes me feel like I was never in the military for even a day. Because what these guys do and what they go through was just 2 different planets. It really is a different military. The film Lone Survivor is about Marcus Luttrell and some of his compatriots who had to identify a high-value Taliban target, and things did not go well for him. The title itself gives you that. But with any tragedy, there is always great heroics, and that's what it really goes over. Luttrell was recently interviewed by Jake Tappert with, of course, the man that was playing him, Mark Wahlberg, and they asked him a question about the film and the overall war of Afghanistan. Let's check it out, and you'll get to hear my thoughts. No surprise here. Here, check it out.
One of the emotions I felt while watching the film is, first of all, just the hopelessness of the situation, how horrific it was, and also just all that loss of life of these brave American men. And I was torn about the message of the film in the same way that I think I am about the war in Afghanistan itself. I I don't want any more senseless American death, and at the same time, I know that there are bad people there and good people who need help. Was that intentional?
Well, I don't know what part of the film you were watching, but hopelessness never really came into it. I mean, where did you see that? Because there was never at a point where we were just felt like we were hopelessly lost or anything like that. We never gave up. I never felt like that we were losing until we were actually dead. I mean, that never came across in the battle and while we were fighting on the mountain, and it was just us against them.
Forget hopelessness, just the sense of
forget
all
it
these
now.
wonderful people who died. It seemed senseless. I don't mean to disrespect in any way.
Say that.
But it seemed senseless. All these wonderful people who were killed for an op that went wrong.
We spent our whole lives trained to defend this country, and then we were sent over there by this country. So you're telling me that because we were over there doing what we were told by our country that it was senseless and they died for nothing?
No, I'm not saying that at all.
That's what you said. So let me just say
Did use the word senseless.
that, yeah, it went bad for us over there, but that was our job. That's what we did. We didn't complain about it. We went out there and did what we did best, and at the end of it, we weren't standing. They were. We were lucky. No, excuse me, I was lucky. And the rest of the guys, we fought as hard as we possibly could. We felt sorry for ourselves while we were out there. This was the job. We were going after a high value target, and it just got switched on us.
Maybe it's just the difference between what a civilian feels when he watches this versus what a soldier does.
Absolutely.
I mean,
I completely agree.
Way to smooth it out, Marky.
His opinion is never going to change. That's his job. You know, he feels.
I respect it.
Oh, I understand. I understand. The more time I spend with Marcus, the more I really start to understand who they are and what they do for us, and it's pretty amazing.
Well, I tell you something. That is artful way to deal with the media, and let's face it, that's what Mark Wahlberg does. He knows how to deal with the media to really smooth out a uncomfortable situation. And now, Jake Tapper took a lot of heat for the questions that he asked Marcus Luttrell, and the people that came to his defense said, "Hey, look, it's legitimate to come out and question the direction of the Afghan war," and I would be one of them. But that's not what Tapper did here. What Tapper did is he tried to put Luttrell in a position to badmouth the mission that he was on, Operation Red Wings, and really, he tried a roundabout way to get Luttrell to say something against the current engagement in Afghanistan. In other words, if Luttrell says, yeah, I guess it was pretty senseless, big headline, war hero Marcus Luttrell says war in Afghanistan is completely senseless. And if you don't think that Jake Tapper would have done that to him, you're kidding yourself. Jake Tapper has a political agenda, and he has an opinion that he's totally entitled to about the war in Afghanistan. What he's not entitled to do is to shift or push Marcus Luttrell in that area. The film Lone Survivor is about guys that fight together. There is very little political message in the film. It is very simply about the men that you serve with and what they sacrifice. The film is also about good people being everywhere. Luttrell was saved by an Afghan village that risked and sacrificed some lives to defend them, to defend Marcus from Taliban aggressors. So there's decent people in Afghanistan. The people next to you are important, and they're worth sacrificing your life for. That is the message of the film. The message of the film is not an overall message on whether we should or shouldn't be in Afghanistan. And it was lousy of Jake Tapper to try to put Marcus in that position, because that is not what the film is about. If you listen very early in this interview, if you want to call it that, it looked like a big setup to me. He says that he's very confused about the message of the film. Translation, he doesn't like it. That's what I took from it. That he doesn't like the message of the film. And like I said, the message of the film is not political. Let's back it up a bit.
Watching the film is, first of all, just the hopelessness of the situation, how horrific it was, and also just
Hold on a second. He said he was very confused. I want to make sure I was right here.
Close to the bone today. One of the emotions I felt while watching the film is, first of all, just the hopelessness of the situation, how horrific it was, and also just all that loss of life of these brave American men. And I was torn about the message of the film in the same way that I think I am about the war in Afghanistan.
Exactly. You are worried about the film itself giving a positive view to the war in Afghanistan. And you can't come right out and say you don't like this film because Marcus Luttrell is sitting right there. And so is Mark Wahlberg. So you try to do this sort of dance. And in this dance, you try to suck Luttrell into your way of thinking. Jake Tapper has every right to think about however he feels about the war of Afghanistan. I am starting to get sick of the war of Afghanistan. But I wouldn't set somebody up like Luttrell to further my agenda or my personal opinion. I think that's lousy. When you interview somebody like Marcus Luttrell, you try to get their take. You don't try to inject your opinion so you can turn around and tell everybody else that this war hero agrees with me. That was the attempt, and the attempt fell flat on its face, and Tapper looked like an idiot. And he deserved what he got. In my humble. There we go. Hey, listen, I got one more tune to play. I'm pretty much done with that. And then we're going to see if we can wrap this up. We might go to a little overtime. Here's Erase the Pages with Thousand Sun. There we go. Erase the Pages, Thousand Sun. We'll be coming back real quick. All right, folks, we're running low on time, so let's get in the plugs before we exit for today. Are you a wrestling fan? Please check out the greatest call-in wrestling show on YouTube and other channels, none other than the great Joe Cronin Show. Check out Joe. He's a good friend of this show. He's been nothing but help, and he's a good guy. He's just a good guy to talk to offline, too. But call Joe and see all the wacky insanity that goes on in his sports-style call-in wrestling radio show. It's not what you think if you never heard anything like it before. It is not. They are not pretending it's real. This is something different if you haven't heard it before. Of course, all you smart fans know what I'm talking about, but please, Joe Cronin. JohnFreemanMusic.com. 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 HDHockeyFightsdotcom. John Freeman is the official musician of the Shot from the Point Productions channel, and we appreciate everything that he does. Please check out johnfreemanmusic.com right today. And, of course, the flagship show of the Shot from the Point is 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. None other than Shot from the Point Live on the Shot from the Point Productions channel. We cover a full hour and a half of the week in hockey and other insanity. This show's nuts. It's crazy. It's not your typical hockey podcast. It's anti-expert. It's a lot of fun. Please check out, maybe not last week's episode because we had nothing but technical problems with the new software, but you definitely want to check out maybe episode 34, one of our best. And we've been doing it pretty much every week for the last, well, I wouldn't say 2 years, but the show's about 2 years old anyway. And we do it on a weekly basis. Check out the podcast, broadcast, Shot from the Point Live right here on the Shot from the Point Productions channel. I am here to say goodbye to you all. This has been the half an hour music, news, and hockey program in the crease with Tommy C. I have to end it. I have to say goodbye, as unfortunately I usually do. We will not be broadcasting tomorrow. We will be checking in with you. No, I don't think it's going to be 5 p.m., is it? Yeah, that's right. It'll be 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll be going over all the NHL games the night before and the ones that are coming back. We'll see you next time. Thank you for tuning in. Deuces. Take care, everybody. See you.
I'm like a shithouse poet riding around like a fool. You just embarrassing.
And one last thing, folks. Please add me on Skype. Username, Shot from the Point. It's wide open. You can call me anytime, and of course, during all our programs. See you next time.